Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening.
Welcome to Smashing English.
Today we are going to be looking at Pinterest. Have you ever been on Pinterest?
I've never been on it.
Well, there's a first time for everything.
Absolutely.
And we are going to be looking at inspiration pictures for our dream house. We're going to be talking about our opinions, what we like, what we don't like. Hopefully this video will give you some new vocabulary about houses, interior design, all of that fun stuff. Really useful vocabulary.
And it's also going to be really good listening practice because me and Laura will just be having a chat.
A very normal chat with a camera and mics. But other than that, pretty normal.
Yeah, let's get into it.
So, what room should we start with? Should we start with like the living room?
I think we should start with the kitchen.
Kitchen. Okay.
Yeah, what do people say? The heart of the home.
Yeah, the kitchen is the heart of the home,
That's
the
what
hub
people
of the
say.
home.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I do. Especially if you've got a kitchen diner, an open plan space.
Yeah, that's true.
Because I think in this house, the living room is the heart.
Yes.
Because our kitchen gets very cold.
Very cold, so we tuck away in here a lot.
Because we don't want to spend a lot of time in there. But for most people, this is the heart of home. So let's start straight off with something like...
Kitchen diners are very popular in flats and apartments, aren't they? Because of the saving of the space.
Yeah, let's start off strong. What do you think about that one? It's got a breakfast bar.
Yes.
Do you like a breakfast bar?
I do. We don't have one.
No.
Do you think you would use it?
That's a really good question because I actually love eating my breakfast right here on the sofa watching the morning TV. So I don't actually think I would. I think it'd be a bit of a waste just sat there.
Or is it just for breakfast as well? The people, I suppose, if you're having a dinner.
I think it's just like a table really. But I hate stools. I fundamentally hate stools. So if I was going to have a breakfast bar, I would need a tall chair with a back. Do you hate stools?
No, I don't hate stools. No.
I hate not having anywhere because I end up just sitting like this.
Oh, yeah, your posture, yeah.
Because my posture's so bad, I need the support. So
I like the colour of this kitchen. The cream.
It's timeless, it's simple. That won't date very easily.
Probably not, no.
Whereas
Good
some
location
kitchens...
for an oven.
It's a good location for an oven. This one, again, a breakfast bar. It's got that dark navy cabinets. What do you think about that? I love that. I really like that.
Yeah, why? Because I don't.
Yeah, I don't think you like these handles, that shape of handle.
What do you mean? What,
the
ones
one where
that
you
you
sort of
go under?
Yeah.
I don't mind it.
You just don't like the colour?
I don't really like the colour. You can't tell where the cupboards begin and end. Do you know what I mean?
I know, but I think because they've got the light top half of the kitchen, it works. If the whole thing was that dark navy, it would be too much.
I think initially it looks glamorous, but then actually it's not.
Oh.
You've just got a blue kitchen. If that was red, you'd think, why have they got a red?
You're not into the navy kitchen?
No, I'm not.
That's fair enough.
I'm not. That's really nice.
How practical is that low-hanging lampshade over the sink?
Well, are you ever going to put your head there?
Yeah, if you're washing something, you might lean forward.
Why would you lean forward? When do you ever wash up and go...
What do you think about these, this foliage up here?
No.
No.
No, I don't like plants indoors very much. I don't mind a fake plant, one or two, dotted
we're
around.
fake plant people, which a lot of people would disagree with.
Yeah, and maybe I'm sure people say, oh well, having a live plant in your house is good for your emotions or something, and people say it is a bit of a faff. It is a bit of a faff.
They die, and you got to water them all the time. I think people go too far with them. You can't just have one house plant. People have 7 house plants.
I was just gonna say, I really like the
skylights.
Skylight, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's really nice.
How do you clean them?
I don't know, actually. Using a big stick, I suppose. But I think it makes the whole room seem so, airy.
Yeah.
And nice. It's really nice.
I love the idea of a skylight, but I do like the idea of being able to close all of my blinds all the time.
What, so if it was dark?
Well, yeah, imagine if it's a horribly sunny day and you've just got sun streaming down through that skylight.
Yeah, maybe you could get it in a dream home. You would get maybe something like a blind.
Oh, and you press a button.
And it goes...
If it had that, I would have it, I think. But otherwise it just feels like it's out of my control and I don't like things
that's a nice kitchen.
out of my control. What do you think about that? That's a very different kind of vibe, isn't it?
Oh, I don't mind it. I don't mind. I really like beams in.
Yeah,
beams are just
gorgeous.
very nice in general.
Beams are so nice.
Can you get just the fake beams?
Yeah, but I think it depends on the kind of house. It would look a bit silly if you just live in like a sort of terrace new build house and you put those in. It would look a bit. Who are you kidding?
Like you're trying to pretend.
Yeah, but if you live in an old house, yeah, definitely. But I love the floor.
Yes.
I'm a big fan of that flooring. Is that a real wood floor?
It looks real wood.
Doesn't
It
look
looks
like
kind of
laminate,
just like
does it?
looks very like oak wood.
Because it looks like what's the word? Not perfect. Like
Yeah.
the wood doesn't. It's not always the same.
It's got imperfections.
I love that. I'm not a fan of the kind of the grey and the brown. Like,
As
I don't
in
like
the
those
grey
chairs.
kitchen.
Yeah, I don't like those chairs.
I don't mind those chairs, but maybe not in that.
The colours are just a bit dark. If I had that kitchen, I would paint the cabinets kind of a cream and just lift it a bit.
Wow. Well, yeah, maybe. Yeah, go ahead.
That's what I would do. Should we look at corridors and hallways?
Yeah.
Okay, this hallway comes with a cat.
Oh,
What do we think of that?
I like that. I like that.
The candelabras on the wall. Do you like that?
What does that mean?
A candelabra is like a Lumiere, be our guest, be our
candles.
guest. Yeah, but a candle, when it sticks out and it's a bit more grand.
No, I don't like that. But I really like the colour of that with the white of the skirting boards.
Yeah, when you can see the contrast of a skirting board, I do like that. What's this little cubby?
Yeah, is that a cupboard or is that
Have
a mirror?
cut something out to put a little plant pot in there, like
Maybe.
a mini little balcony?
Maybe.
Because I love when houses do that, when houses have something weird and quirky about them. I love it. Like, what is that?
I don't know.
I
I don't
love
know. I don't
that.
know.
What do you think about this? It's a... this is not my vibe so much.
Why not?
Don't like wallpaper, so instantly I'm doubting it.
Can you say why you don't like wallpaper?
Yes, I don't like wallpaper because my style, my vibe is I really like my house to look good, but effortlessly good. So people walk in and they're like, oh, this is a nice house, but they can't really tell why it's good. It's just the synergy of it is really good. When you put wallpaper on, it's like, oh, you've made a real effort here. You've really tried. And I don't want it to look like I've really tried. Whereas when you put wallpaper on, it's like, oh, I can see the effort. I can see.
And like when people walk in, they go, oh, this is nice. Yeah, nice wallpaper. And
they're missing
like,
everything else.
It just goes, yeah, nice wallpaper. And the focus is on the wallpaper rather than on everything else.
But I know that's a me problem. Wallpaper's very popular in the world.
Of course. And it's easy. Is it easier than painting?
Depends if you're good at wallpapering.
I can imagine those kind of floors are cold to walk on.
And I don't like grey. And it's a bit too grey. This little sideboard is always useful as well. Because if that opens, if that's a cupboard...
Well, yeah, I'm guessing it does. You can open it
that's
that
very
way.
useful storage. Just to have tucked away in your hallway. What would you put in there? Shoes? If that's on the first floor,
If that's on the first floor, shoes.
If it's on the second
floor.
floor, like books,
do you put in
files? Important files?
I don't even know, to be honest. We don't really have much stuff. Yeah.
Board games?
Board games.
Maybe. But
Drinks.
it's useful to have. Storage is always useful to have in a home. What about this? Too dark.
A little bit dark for me.
What I don't like about this is the spotlight lighting. Can you see? It almost feels like an evil villain's lair. When
Yeah.
they're walking down, they go...
Or like in a video game, like you've got to...
Dum.
Yeah.
And it's like if I'm walking along it and I'm going to get killed. I don't like that spotlight lighting at all. It's too dark. It doesn't feel welcoming.
I do like the carpet, the rug. I don't mind that.
That kind of runner.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind that. I think that's quite nice.
Okay, do you want to look at living rooms next?
Living rooms, yes. I really like this.
What do you like?
Well, not really like it. I really like this light.
That is an interesting light, isn't it?
I think, is that sofa £3,700? Oh my gosh.
Yikes.
Right.
So my issue with this one is it doesn't feel like I can relax in there. I'm not seeing myself sitting there and watching a film. There's nowhere to put my feet up. It doesn't look very... It looks like it's too much...
Like a show home?
Well, I don't mind things that look like a show home as long as you can imagine yourself relaxing in there. Like the velvet of the sofa and the lamp that feels very sort of over the top. It just feels like it's not designed for me to be comfortable.
But then do you not think that you would feel like... What do people say? Like a main character in there? Like you'd feel
yeah,
kind
but in
of
what
fancy.
kind of film? In like a 70s cop drama?
Maybe. I don't mind it. I don't mind that light. I just don't mind that light. I think that's okay.
What do you think about this one?
I really, really like... What am I going to say that I really like?
You really, really like the fluffy rug.
Yes.
He loves a fluffy rug.
I do.
Why do you like that
I
fluffy
think there's
rug?
something quite homely about having like soft things under your feet.
Yes. I know what you
think
mean.
so.
But I would never want super fluffy carpet because it will, over time, it will show where people have walked on it. Whereas with a rug, it's fine because you can change it if it gets worn down more easily.
You could, yeah.
I do. I like this little ottoman with the fur thing draped over it.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, it's like a little ottoman, like a little seat or a
Right.
footrest. I love like textures. I love fluff and things that are a different texture. I hate this lamp. I mean the ceiling
It's like
light,
a
not the
solar
lamp.
system.
Yeah, I hate that light. I think that looks very child's bedroom almost. I don't like that. How do you feel about that kind of pointless coffee table? It's too small to be useful for anything, really, isn't it?
Well, but like, yeah, you've just said it there. You've hit the nail on the
I
head.
think I want it a bit bigger. If I'm gonna have a coffee table, I want a coffee table.
We're strange with coffee tables, aren't we?
Well, yeah, I feel like, well, look at this coffee table here. So, like, you're sat back and on a sofa, you really relax. You really sit back like this. You've got your drink, and then you go, all right, I'll just go put it down. And then I'll go, oh, I'll sit down here. Oh, I want my drink again. Oh, I'll go get it. Whereas if you have a coffee table or something, like some sofas are flat here, and you can get little sort of wooden mats, and you can just put your drink there.
Yeah.
I think that's so much more convenient. Because then you can just grab... I'm just lazy, essentially, and I don't want to go.
But then also, I feel like everybody who has a coffee table that I've seen, people end up just putting their feet on it.
Yeah.
As well.
And it becomes a footstool.
It becomes a glorified footstool.
I love
like
this
they've got a little coffee table there.
That is a good placement for a coffee table. I like it there because you can just go doop, doop. I really like this living room. I like that. It's kind of Scandi.
What does Scandi mean?
Scandinavian. So
Right.
it's that kind of simplistic but earthy, wooden, handmade kind of vibe, but quite simple. So
Yeah.
I really like that. This is the kind of living room that will be outdated in 15 years. This is the kind of living room that people are going to go,
Really?
oh, yeah, you
Why?
watch.
Well, how do you know?
I don't know. I like this artwork because it's abstract. I don't like literal artwork where you can see like a woman or a dog, but I like abstract art.
We've literally got a picture of a moose.
Yeah, but that's different because
Right.
our friend did it, so it's got meaning and
Yeah.
it fits the vibe of the room because we've got like kind of
Okay.
hunting lodge lamps. So we thought we'd go for a moose. Yeah. This rug, big fan of that rug. I like that rug. Do you like that rug?
Yeah, I think it's textured again. I'd rather it be a fluffy mug. Fluffy mug? I'd rather it be a fluffy rug. I think I'd rather it be a fluffy rug. I think that's quite nice.
Oh, that's nice. Yes, I love mismatched furniture. I really like when it doesn't match.
Yeah. Well, we've got...
So ours doesn't match. So we've got a blue sofa
And this sofa is fabric. Is that what the right
Yeah, it's
word?
a fabric sofa. And then we've got two brown armchairs. So it's different.
Leather.
And I love the mixing up because that's what I mean. I want my house to look effortless. Like, oh, they look nice together. That's good. Rather than you just went to a shop and bought things that match. That's easy. I don't want it to look easy. It's so
Is
hard
it
to describe.
like for example, like with cooking,
Yeah.
you can have something that you just put in the oven,
Yeah.
or you can make something.
Yeah.
And what you want is you want to almost like create your own dish. You want to go, well, I'm gonna try this broccoli with carrots. Oh my god, nobody's ever done that before.
I think it's because I've got a creative brain, so I'd rather use my creativity when when choosing what to put in my house. So I love that it doesn't match.
And I really like that rug again. I really like that
Big
rug.
fan of that rug.
Yeah. Wow.
What do you feel about that one?
I like an armchair. I really like it. I don't like the yellow armchair, but I like the armchair.
You know what I can respect about this one? They've done what I like. They've put things together rather than just like they've really mixed and matched. I don't like that dining table.
Is it a glass dining table, do you think?
It might be. I hate glass dining tables.
Why?
Because you'd be so worried about breaking it all the time. It doesn't feel warm, it doesn't feel cosy, it doesn't feel welcoming. It feels like evil villain's lair where they're going to do their evil plans.
Yeah, maybe people have these in their homes, Laura.
You know what? I don't care what you've got in your house. The only thing I will judge you for is a glass coffee table. Is a glass dining table.
When you got like a glass and then you put it down,
it goes dink,
dink, dink.
It makes a horrible sound
Yeah,
when you
that's true.
put glasses down. No matter what you've got in your house, I'm sure it's lovely, unless it's a glass dining table. I just don't like it. Okay, what should we look at next? Bathrooms, bedrooms?
Bedrooms. Let's look at bedrooms.
What do we feel about that?
I really like that. But I really like it.
The bench at the end of the bed feels a little pointless because there's no storage there. So it feels a bit like a waste of...
If they said, oh, we want somewhere to sit, well, you got two chairs.
You've got your chairs there. Make that a storage box because at least you can put stuff in it. I think you're very successful if you've got enough room in your bedroom to have a little table and chairs.
What would you do there?
Sit and read.
Sit and read, yeah.
It's very hotel-like. This one feels like a hotel room because of that feature.
Yeah, that's true. Tell you what most of these beds do.
What do they do?
They have the bedding is big.
Yeah, and the bedding is often messy. Have you noticed that? It's the current trend now for the bedding not to be perfect, to feel a little bit more thrown together. Like, look at that. Like, it's just a bit more like...
Something you can imagine lying on.
Yeah, like, these are staged photos, but they're doing it with this kind of the throw pillows and the blankets just tossed on. And I think it's that kind of, like, effortless, earthy, not too grand, not too showy aesthetic that people want.
So what would people have done in the past? Like a perfectly made bed?
Yeah, well, like a hotel. If you could picture going into a hotel room. Look at this. I don't mind that. Although, bedside tables, bit of a waste of space because you can't put anything under there without it looking messy. So I'd rather have
some
drawers.
people... So what do you put in your bedside tables?
I would put my socks, my pants and my pyjamas.
Okay. Some people just don't.
Drawers.
Some people don't. Some people put their socks and pants and pyjamas
in a different place.
That's
true.
So then what do you put there? A book?
It's, like your book, your glasses and... probably lots of rubbish because you probably just end up throwing stuff in there.
Yeah.
I love that bed. Do you love that
wooden
bed?
with the posts.
Yeah, I love a wooden post, but they're not comfy. The headboard is not comfy. If you sit up in bed...
If you're one of those people
It's
who,
not
like,
comfy.
when you wake up in the morning, you're, like, kind of sitting up in your bed.
Have your breakfast in bed. It's not comfy because it's wooden on your back. So you need a good padded headboard.
Yeah. I don't mind those lamps, you know.
I like those lamps.
I like those lamps.
Do you like
And I like the kind of the panelling on the wall.
Panelling.
And then it actually goes up there at the top.
Yeah, I love panelling.
Just normal. That's quite nice.
I think that's really
I
sweet.
think I like that painting as well.
Okay, let's look at bathrooms.
Let's look at bathrooms.
It's a bit floral.
It looks like a hotel.
Yeah.
Or like a restaurant.
I love the sink and the taps. I like the gold taps and I like the mirror.
I do really like a big sink. And actually, if you think about it, like some people's problems is, where do you put your toothbrush or your things like
well,
this?
they've got a little
soaps?
undersink cabinet, undersink storage.
Well, there you go. That's
Good,
true. Or you could get, but then that's kind of sink. There's enough space around it to put your
but then
things.
it gets cluttered. Then things start to look cluttered. If you've got all your stuff no. If you've got that perfect sink space, you leave it clear.
Would you want shelves like this?
No, too cluttered. You've got all this undersink storage. Pop them all in there.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's partly what's making it look a bit assaulting to the eyes. I love that. That is one of my dream showers.
Like a gold shower.
I'm such a gold person. I love gold. I think it looks warm. Oh, I love it.
That's quite cool.
Yeah. Look at that quirky shaped mirror.
That is quite cool.
Look at that sink.
Yeah, I don't mind that sink. It's quite cool. But again, but imagine you're washing your hands there, and then you kind of shake your hands.
Goes everywhere.
And then it goes on the wood.
Use a towel, man.
Yeah, but then the towel's there. So you're reaching over for the towel, and it's just going to drip everywhere.
I love...
Do you not think?
Yeah, I do love the fact that the taps are like built into the wall.
And I like the lights.
I even like the tissue dispenser. Yeah. I love that bathroom.
Yeah, nice.
That's
and nice
sexy,
tiles.
I really like that. How do you feel about a roll top bath? A roll top.
I like it. I really like a roll top
stunning,
bath.
yeah.
You have to have a lot of space.
Yeah, because you either want to have a shower bath where you've got your shower on top over your bath, or you've got to have enough space for your bath and a separate shower.
I mean, yeah, but I really like that. As in, I like the bath. I don't really care about the
Don't like the wallpaper.
wallpaper or like there's like an open cabinet.
Where you can see stuff inside.
Yeah,
No.
tidy it away.
Because
put
the
it away.
stuff in bathroom cabinets is not attractive.
Otherwise, you might as well just have a shelf.
Yeah, because the things in bathroom cabinets are like toothpaste, an old toothbrush, vitamins. They're not stuff you want to show. I think I would, if I had enough space to have a roll top bath and a shower, I would happily do it. Definitely.
Oh, yeah. But you don't have baths very often.
No, I don't.
How often would you have a bath?
I would have a bath.
You wash, obviously.
I do wash.
But like, how often do you have a bath rather than a shower?
Look at that. I probably only have a bath about once every 2 months.
Yeah.
I stink. That's such an interesting one. Look, they've got a roll top bath and then they've got a shower over the centre of it and then this circular towel rail over the top, shower curtain rail over the top.
Do you like that?
No.
No, you don't. I think it's all right. It's a bit hodgepodge, a little bit.
I don't like a shower curtain.
A little bit. I feel like that's a bit more like when you're in there, you're like, oh, I'm having a shower. I don't know. I just imagine it a bit more like that.
I don't like a shower curtain. They never work for me. The water always trickles out.
Yeah, but where do you put the shower curtain?
I put it in the bath, but then you end up with all the wetness on the bottom of the shower curtain and everything. I don't like a shower curtain. I love that door handle. Love a brass knob. We hope this was useful for you. Hopefully everything we said just came out naturally in conversation, so they must be pretty useful. So I hope that vocabulary was useful for you. If you have any questions, let us know in the comments down below.
If you like this video, show us, tell us, give it a like, press the like button. It really helps. It helps everything that we do.
And if you'd like to follow us on Instagram, we're going to put it there. And if you would like an online English lesson with either of us, the link for that is down below. Thank you so much for watching and we will see you next time.
Ta-ta!